Folks, we got a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video. You definitely don't want to miss out on this important stimulus check information. We have a ton of news to go over, and what's good is that even Joe Biden is ready for a stimulus payment. Income is based payments, and they're set to go out in just a few days. The lawmakers are finally setting aside money from budget surpluses for new stimulus. And 1,000 payments are confirmed for many. Now, there are more than 1 million Americans that are eligible for bonus payments this year, thanks to several cities and states offering money. Bonuses, which are taxable, are awarded to workers to addition to their salary. Some are offering bonuses as costs in the economy remain high, and to say thank you to the workers that worked during the height of the crisis. For those in the market for a job, some places may offer what is called a sign-on bonus to lure in some workers. Now, households will start getting checks worth between $400 and $1,000 in just weeks under a $30 million premium pay program. A premium pay program that will benefit those that are in need of stimulus. The Connecticut State Legislature overwhelmingly voted to increase the state's premium pay program by $75 million as part of the House bill. Initially, the bonus pay was originally worth $1,000 for full-timers and $400 for part-timers, but the state ran into an application influx issue and had to make modifications. Under the original plan, workers making less than $100 would actually receive $1,000 every single day. This is a free stimulus cash. However, the state changed the policy so that only full-time workers who make less than $50,000 will qualify for the full $1,000. This means those making between $50 and $150 are eligible between $100 and $800. The program applies to only private sector workers, leaving out anybody who is working for a federal or state government agency. Specifically, to qualify, you must have not been able to work from home and must be employed from March 10 to May 7, 2022, which was last year. Already, 2 other states have secured their funds for this bonus payment. And since October, the Maryland State Department of Education has been sending you guys $13,000, and now the city of Memphis, Tennessee is offering also $15,000 for recruitment policies. Over in the state of Florida, they're giving $3,000 through the Inflation Reduction Act and the Florida Power and Light Rebates Energy Bill. Homeowners can expect to claim 30% of the cost of their air source, like heating pumps and all those things. Mortgage rates have declined for 3 weeks in a row, giving homeowners a bigger opportunity to purchase a house. But this all leads to one question. Will Joe Biden send out the stimulus check in 2023? Let's find out. So the economists are pushing for a $8,000 fourth stimulus check, everybody. This will be a one-time inflation relief check, and these checks could be automatically deposited to eligible households and Americans that receive the monthly benefit checks. So, for instance, New Mexico is already sending out $400 checks. Another state like Maine is sending out $800 payments. So, everybody, it's pretty good to see that President Biden, Republicans, and Democrats, and governors are doing what it takes to send out stimulus payments and help out the American people and send out stimulus checks before it's too late, because President Biden definitely has the authority to do so. We're just waiting on President Biden to take some action. But now, a total of 3 rounds of stimulus checks were deposited into people's bank accounts over the past several years in order to help people and shield people from devastating effects of the crisis. But the crisis has not stopped affecting millions of people's lives. For instance, Americans will spend thousands of dollars in extra money this year, in part due to the after effects of the crisis. And many are hoping from the federal government that they will take action to help defray the big expenses with another stimulus payment. Since the crisis has led to surging inflation, which has impacted many families and senior citizens. Factors that are causing inflation to be at a 40-year high. Crisis-related supply chain disruptions and increased demand for goods and services, and following an extended lockdown are 2 of the leading reasons why prices have gone up so much this year. The U.S. Congress actually said that in a report they showed that how much prices have risen for the typical household, and the numbers are not good. It's bad, everybody. According to the data, even if prices stop going up for the rest of the year, the inflation that has already been happening means that the average American household has already paid around $10,000 more in the past 12 months for these overpriced goods. That's a huge sum of money, and it's the money that most people cannot even afford, especially if their jobs are disrupted or stagnant. And with Americans out of so much cash, many people believe the federal government should step up to provide checks that would cover these costs and losses. According to some economists, if lawmakers wanted to even out the cost for Americans, they would need to send out $8,000 relief checks.
Well, Well, you know what, guys? If your coffee isn't doing the trick this morning, perhaps the sound of stimulus will. We have your attention at home, especially if you live in Maryland, where a recent article on a well-known finance site claims you can expect a fourth stimulus check soon. Well, we'll tell you right away, that's probably not the case. We talked to the Maryland Comptroller's Office and looked into the Maryland Relief Act of 2021, which the article itself cites.
Folks, if you receive monthly benefits, then there are some very important news you have to know. Monthly benefit checks may be announced, dramatically decreasing your monthly stimulus. So as the economy has suffered from the crisis, supply chain problems, and skyrocketing inflation, while the federal government has stepped in multiple times to help Americans through a variety of relief initiatives, including stimulus checks, tax rebates, debt relief, and other programs. According to a recent Go Banking Rate survey, 60% of Americans would still like to see more stimulus money in 2023, and so would so many other people across the nation. Because when the crisis that led to this hardship may be over, financial woes for the people that suffered this will definitely not be over. Because the good news is that there are some programs that provide approved payments of 2022 that will continue to roll into this year. It's also possible that the American economy is going to go into recession. Not really possible, but it definitely will head into recession, and we're already in one. Because on the East Coast, several states have some kind of stimulus that will extend this year. Now, not all of this stimulus comes from bills passed by the Fed. Some are rebates or surplus tax refunds that states are passing along to the residents. Because in the state of Delaware, for instance, resident adults 18 and older who filed their income taxes may have been eligible for a Delaware one-time tax rebate. A one-time tax rebate, folks. And what I mean by this is that in the state of Massachusetts, $3 billion surplus was sent out. It decided to divide that money to its residents in the form of tax rebate and refund. Anybody who filed in 2022 should have received their refund already, but residents who filed their taxes on or before September 15th will begin that money too. And now, no later than September of this year, New Jersey residents can still take advantage of property tax refunds through the Affordable New Jersey Communities for Homeowner and Resistance Program. Pennsylvania has also given $1,500 while renters can receive $450 if you're a homeowner, and the deadline for 2023 filing is January 31st. Applications for this anchor program need to be filed with the state's Division of Taxation. Pennsylvania has an ongoing program since 1971 that benefits seniors, which is still in effect. They send out a refund of property taxes or paid rent monthly for seniors. The maximum standard rebate is $650, but those eligible for supplemental rebates can receive up to $975. That income limit is $35,000 a year for homeowners and $15,000 a year for renters, though half of Social Security income is excluded. To get the funds, an application is required. It must be filed with the state's Department of Revenue by December 31st, and the state of Virginia already sent eligible taxpayers checks worth up to $500 in the form of one-time bonus tax refunds. But while most checks were mailed out in September, for those who filed at the later end of the application window, it's possible that some checks may still be on the way to check out their monthly benefit checks in some way or form. It has already been almost 3 years since the crisis began. It was a long time ago, but many states have already been making adjustments to the monthly benefits. It has been announced that extra crisis SNAP benefits